Hello everybody, and when you are watching this video here, you will notice that Accursed Asylum 9-hole cup is on its way and being played in Golf Clash, the game. In this video, I will go through the Ultimate Tournament text guide, the best guides there is on the market for you that do want to improve your tournament play. Obviously, like I say in many of the videos, we do have premium guides for all the game modes, but this video in particular is specifically focusing on the Ultimate Tournament text guides, which we are doing for Expert and Master Division for every tournament. Before we take a closer look at the two examples, to get our Ultimate Tournament text guides, you can either scan the QR code here on the screen or you use the link in the description down below. That will take you to our Patreon platform where you find all our packages. Make sure to join the ones that do have the Ultimate Tournament text guide, not the ones, but one of them that do have that included. When it comes to the 9-hole cup guides, when signing up for that, you get access to both Expert and Master Division. Obviously, you can combine the 9-hole cup guides with 18-hole tournaments. You can combine it with Checkpoint Challenge, Tour Play, like in whatever way you like. If there is any questions before signing up, you can always email us at support@golfclashtommy.com. Why should you invest in a guide? Because a guide does cost money to invest in, and then I don't want to spend more money on the game. But the fact is, though, in my opinion and in many others' opinions, is that investing in a guide will actually make you save money. And the reason I say that is because when you are trying to be competitive in Golf Clash, you're going to have to use the practice mode. You're going to have to invest in balls, either if it is free-to-play balls or it is paid balls. You're going to still have to invest some gems in getting some free-to-play balls. And those balls you're using in practice, and in the end, you are going to have to spend a lot more trying to dial it in yourself to be competitive. Sure, now you may be thinking you can get to the weekend round just easily by yourself, and that's fine. Big respect to you. But for those that do want to keep themselves being competitive and then spend less time in practice and therefore invest less money in that, they can get our guides, because we will give you everything that you do need, like for the win that is provided in the tournament. So you know where to put your aim, so you know what to spin to put, you know that when you have done that, you know that you're not going to make a big mistake. At least obviously drops does not come automatically. Again, in the end, a guide is just a guide. You still have to do the correct pull, you still have to center the ball properly, you still have to make the right call. Because if it would be that easy to just have a guide, then you would shoot -42. Everyone would do that. But it gives you a way to be competitive. It gives you a way to easily get yourself to the weekend round and to always make sure that you will have a prize chest to unlock on the Sundays for the 9-hole cup, but also then on the Mondays for the 18-hole tournament. So scan the QR code here on the screen, or use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy in the description down below. Sign up and try it for yourself. Now, let's have a look at one example for Expert and one example for Master. We start off with Master Division, and you will see a slide for a par 4 and a par 5, and then also a par 3. So 2 slides is what you will see from me here in Master, and obviously then in Expert as well. When it comes to the clubs we are catering to in Master Division, we are focusing on Apocalypse level 5+, and we are also catering to both free-to-play and paid balls. We offer free-to-play options on every single hole that is as dialed in as the paid ball options as well. Obviously, playing with a paid ball do offer sometimes to be able to play some of the tougher holes, especially in a more direct way, when free to play in that sense is going to make it much more difficult. But we are providing free to play options on every hole, and that's not just one tournament here and there, it's actually every single tournament, including the 9-hole cups. So it doesn't matter if you're looking for free-to-play options or you're looking for payball options, you can find that for us. You may be wondering, why does it say Apocalypse level 7+ when I say Apocalypse level 5+? It's because some of the times when we do have a drive where we do need a little bit more topspin, we do feel it's better to choose like an extra level 9 or maybe a lower level Thor's Hammer that do have more topspin. This to allow you to get to the same distance that we would like, especially on tougher holes such as this was hole number 3 in Master Division. But as per default, Apocalypse level 5, free-to-play balls and paid balls. And that is every tournament, not just one tournament here and there. Our Master Division guide are continuously updated. We do believe that the guide is never really finished. And as we are a lot of shot creators that are playing a lot, we are then able to add on tweaks like throughout the whole week, and we are not afraid of doing that because we believe to add everything. We don't want to hold on to something ourselves. So you're not going to see just one version of our master guide. It's not going to be 1.0 then in the opening round, and then we're not going to change anything. We will be updating with new options. We will be updating and tweaking existing options if we do deem it necessary. Now, some of the holes like this one, for an example, we felt was solid all the way through, and therefore it says on the top left version 1.0. But it is important to have that in mind, that we do continuously work with the guide to update the guide to provide you with the best possible content always. On the left side, you see the drive information. On the right side, you see the second shot information. We are working a lot with tables because it's easy to follow. When it comes to the second shot especially, you can see on the bottom right corner 2 tables there. That is one first that is like a plus yardage table, which is like relating to the check that we are doing. Here we're doing a frame check. And then we do have the VPR table on the right hand side. You may be wondering, what's that? It's actually the number of rings for you to pull based off what type of plus yardage check you have. We have done that on all our master slides now, and in the main guide, which is the catering to Apocalypse level 5+, then we do have that for all the clubs, like rare clubs that we do cater to the max level, all the common clubs such as Sniper that we do cater to the max level. But when it comes to Cataclysm or clubs that it do not have that we are not catering just to the max level of that club, we do not have those tables. But for those of you that do have maxed clubs, now I'm saying like max clubs on more or less every club in the game, which is a fair few now, we do have another guide that you will get to get like free of charge in this package when it comes to Master Division with us. It's called the Maxed Club Guide. And there we have removed everything for club levels below the max level. And therefore the guide is then much, in the end, it's easier, especially on the drive part, where it's always going to be Apocalypse level 8 that's catered to. And also when it comes to Cataclysm shots, Falcon shots, and B-52 shots and stuff like that, it's always going to be the max level. It's going to therefore be easy to follow. Now, I can speak a lot about that, because there is a lot, but you get 2 guides when it comes to Master Division. One for regular clubs, as we call it, which is Apocalypse level 5 clubs, F5+, and then we do have the one that is the maxed club guide, which is only for max clubs, but that you get free of charge in the package by signing up to our master guide. So you can see there's a lot on this slide, and something for you to work with. Do you have to follow everything on the slide? Absolutely not. There are a big chunk of people that are using portions of the stuff on the slide, but we do believe that we want to have a system where we give you all the data. We don't want to hold on to something that might be valuable for someone, but might be a little bit tricky to follow for someone. Because we do have by far the largest majority of the master players signed up to our guides, and we are working with and working together on a weekly basis. So we want to cater to those people that feel that their goal is to get to the weekend round in an easy way, and also for those that do feel that they want to fight for gold every single week. Here is a typical par 3 that we do have in Master, but also in Expert, very similar. You can see we have the main text, but here the pictures are bigger, because on the par 3s especially, the pictures are super valuable, especially the wind angle picture. To have a big one like that with being zoomed in a positive way is important. Here you don't have to follow the wind angle tweaks if you don't want to. If you feel that will take too much time for you, then don't follow it. But you need to have in mind though that following the wind angle tweaks, especially in Master Division, is something that is recommended to do, because it will increase your drops. And it might be awkward in the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, you will definitely notice an increase in drops as well. You have the VPR table on the right hand side. You have, the all types of information here. So to summarize Master here, you can play our guide without having an app. The only time you need to have an application is if you are having we're gonna have to play some wedge shots, or obviously it's good to have an app prepared if you would get yourself in a spot that might not be covered by the guide, for an example. But you have a smooth way for you to get to the weekend round. You can play free-to-play balls, you can play paid balls, whatever you like, and loads of options for you to choose between. So join in, scan the QR code, or you use the link patreon.com/golf/Tommy. They can find the link in the description down below. For Expert Division, we are catering to Apocalypse Level 4 Club as per default. You can play free to play, you can play with paid balls here on every hole as well. We do want to be able to cater to players that do want to choose between different balls in their golf ball inventory. Very similar to Master in our thought and process there as well. When it comes to the expert guide, the difference between expert and master, for those that have already watched the master division part in this video, will notice that you have a different color. Otherwise the structure is exactly the same. Why is the structure exactly the same then? It's because we do want players to feel confident in our structure to go from expert up to master, or go from master back down to expert, because there are a lot of our people that do jump back and forth between the divisions depending on what they feel they want to play that specific week. So it is important that you feel that it's not going to be completely different just because you move up a division or you move down a division. But the difference is the color. You see here that we're more yellow orange type of color, and this just to separate them for you to know that, okay, this is the expert guide, especially if you do have a combination package. Main text, not main text, but the drive information on the left hand side, the second shot information on the right hand side. Obviously you can see that we in expert as well are working with wind angle tweaks on the guides, par 4s, par 5s, par 3s. It is important, even though the winds may be a tad lower than what we do have in master, many of the times it's still going to be necessary with wind angle tweaks. But what it is important to have in mind though is, like, you don't have to follow that if you don't want to, but it is information that could be extremely valuable for those of you that do want to take your skills to the next level. And especially as expert is, in my opinion, seen as a division that you're playing to reap some rewards, to upgrade your clubs, and then eventually you're going to get up to master and get yourself a chance at the top spot in masters and the better rewards. Then obviously playing with wind angle tweaks is something that is important to learn, and it can't be better than to actually start slowly in expert division and start slowly learn until obviously you get into master, where it's going to be crucial to use the wind angle tweaks to be competitive. But as you can see as well here in expert, that it is a very smooth way of following the guide, as you have the drive on the left hand side and the second shot on the right hand side. When it comes to par 3s in expert, again we work with similar or like the same type of structure as we do in master division 2. We do have big pictures here, wind angle picture in a big way, but obviously we are working with wind angle tweaks here in expert also. And here it's a wind 5 ball slides. In expert we do separation here, where we do have the wind 5 balls on an alone slide, and then we do have the wind 3 and the wind 4 on another slide. So even though we feel that, okay, some holes that might be as easier to go with a wind 5 ball, but we will continue to fight and give players the chance to play completely free to play on every single hole, and give that as much attention as the wind 5 ball plays, for an example. When it comes to expert division, we had a big poll a while back asking what players were looking for in the guide, and we got a lot of feedback back in terms of, okay, people wanted to have some aggressive put options, where maybe using a bit more topspin and stuff like that. So we invented a structure in our shot creation team that we are catering to that as well. We are looking at every hole thinking, okay, can we go a bit more aggressive? Do we get more value from doing that? And if we do that, like, that could be a perfect example, could be that, okay, we have a chance here to send it with a better ball, like a YOLO option, or we have or we just going to do a layup. But instead of just doing one or the other, we are doing both. And that's something that you will always see in our expert guide and in all our guides, that we are taking the next step. We are giving everyone as much as we possibly can with the time that's being allowed to give us, continuously working on providing it as quick as possible as well. So if you're interested in the expert and guide to take a stab and get yourself easily to the weekend round, and also take a stab at the top spots in your bracket, make sure to scan the QR code or use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy in the description down below. As you can see after watching these two examples and hear me explain a little bit on our thought process when it comes to expert and master division, you will notice that this is definitely the tool for you to get yourself become a better player in Golf Clash. And by signing up to us, you don't just get the guides, you get our Telegram support system as well, that you are allowed to ask whatever question you may want to the shot creators like myself and the rest of the team, or you can then send in, emails, you can send in direct messages to us if you would like. We are there all the way, and that is an important thing to have in mind, because that is the way to speed it up a little bit more, by asking a lot of questions. Why didn't this shot drop? What can I do to improve this or that for the next time? Asking those type of questions, that will take you even one more step ahead of your competition. So join the largest guide community by far here in Golf Clash by signing up to our guides, by scanning the QR code or using the link in the description down below. Thank you so much for spending the time watching another video here on the channel, and I hope I will see you in the next one.